What's up, peeps? I suppose we should entitle this one Vikings Making Soup. This is, everybody's been asking me how to make my mango soup. There are many variations to this recipe. I don't even know if you'd call it a recipe. It's just a soup that I like, and again, keeping busy, right? Make the most of your resources. This is a very nutritious soup. It's vegan friendly. I don't know. It's just a very simple soup to make. All you need is 2, maybe 3 cups of mangoes pureed. You're going to need some vegan flour. You can also use corn flour or rice flour. You need vegetable stock, can of black beans, can of coconut oil, coconut milk, sorry. And this is just the way that I spice it, with chili powder, ginger, curry powder, a little bit of cumin, and some paprika. Obviously, salt and pepper to taste. Very simple. And yeah, so let's see if we can make soup. So pour in your vegetable stock. Wasn't much left in that one. Give me a second, I'm gonna grab another one. Take mango, throw it in, and do excuse the production quality. I am not a YouTuber, nor am I an online chef. We're going to throw in an extra 2 cups of water, just so that it can reduce. I'm going to turn that on a nice high heat for a little while. Let it simmer down. This soup does not take that long to make whatsoever. I know it seems weird to make a soup out of a fruit base, but if you think about it, it's not always that easy to get your daily dose of, fruits and vitamins and all that stuff, especially when you have limited resources. So, using a mango base, you get all the benefits of the mango. Now we're going to mix in coconut milk. You'll notice that when you get coconut milk from a can, that all the liquid kind of stays underneath and there's just kind of this creamy butter mixture on top. As the soup simmers, it's going to liquefy that, and it's going to get very thick and very creamy. is why we add extra water before doing this. Because the water is going to simmer down. And it's going to be a nice thick mixture. And the vegan flour, by the way, is just it's a matter of preference afterwards. I prefer thicker, creamier soups like this. You get more flavor out of them. Some people prefer them a little more watery. Matter of preference, really. All right. That's creamy goodness. Now, it is on a high heat to make sure that everything amalgamates properly, but it's important not to let this boil. We want it to simmer down, but we don't want it to boil. So now we're just going to add a can of black beans that's already been strained. Good source of protein. And they don't really compete with the flavor of the mango. Now from there, what we're going to do, if you want to use fresh curry, great. But again, this is a simple soup, so we're going to throw in roughly 3 tablespoons curry powder. And whenever you use a fruit base, I just, as a rule of thumb, I always add at least a teaspoon of ginger, which reminds me to go and get more ginger. And whenever I use curry, I always use cumin because they complement each other very, very well. It makes a much nicer spice base. You don't need a lot of cumin. A little goes a long way, so no more than a teaspoon. And I like spicy food, and it's good for you. Keeps your throat open, so I always throw in a generous dollop of chili powder and paprika. Now you want to throw in a little bit of salt, but not much, just to counteract the sweet. God, that already smells so good. It's already thickening up. Now this is the time when you decide how thick you want it, because it's actually pretty good as is. If you add warm water to the vegan flour, you get what's called a roux. It's just a thickening agent. You don't want to throw in too much, otherwise essentially you've made a gelatin. It'll come out thicker than gravy. So I'd say maybe a half cup total of that. And as it simmers, it's just going to thicken up. Now, it is a very, very simple soup. You can throw other things into it, and you don't have to puree all of your mangoes. You can leave like small chunks in it just for a little bit of texture. I wouldn't throw in, there's a lot of vegetables that would compete with the mango and not turn out very well. Like onion and carrot, they both have natural sweetnesses that will absolutely compete with the mango and make this sickeningly sweet. The combination of the mango actually lends very, very well to a little bit of spice. Um, I'm sure somebody will have some better ideas as to what else that you can throw into this. You can throw in a ton of different beans because, again, good source of protein, but it doesn't compete with the mango. And we just let that simmer a little. See how thick that is? That's beautiful. And we can just turn that on low for a little while. 5 minutes later, you actually have a very healthy soup. That's it. So I kind of equate it to like Thanksgiving dinner. You know, a lot of people that get used to automation, they get used to just buying stuff from the store, ordering in restaurants, and never really learn how to do things for themselves. Making soups, you know, it's kind of equivalent to making a turkey on Thanksgiving. People think they don't try it because it seems really intimidating. It's just soup. It's really not that hard. It's really good for you. And again, in times of limited resources, you can make a vat of this, have dinner for that night, and then when the rest of it cools, you can put it in individual portion sizes in freezer bags or in containers, throw it in the freezer, and then at any point you can just grab a ready-made meal and go to town. All right. Hope this helps. Again, if there's any other recipes that you want to learn, you know, any baking recipes or basic things, you know, I'm not a cordon bleu chef, but I was a chef once upon a time. So there's a lot of simple stuff that you can be doing for yourself. And again, it's great fun actually learning how to do stuff with the kids because it's, you know, it's occupies your time and then you get a great meal out of it. The more we learn, the safer we are. Love and peace, peeps.